Dion, you and I have, I'll say, been at the forefront of expressing our love for Coen Carr and the expectations that he's going to be in for a breakthrough season as a junior. That seems to be the larger undercurrent in NBA circles and college circles as well. There's been a bit of momentum behind him being a projected first round pick or likely first round pick next season. There's been some top half of the first round discussion. I know you were at the forefront of that. You called him a potential lotto pick earlier this offseason. Is this a thing where we're projecting too much of Coen Carr being a potential lotto pick? He's been called a no-brainer, top 20 pick. He's been called a potential lotto pick. He's been called, I called him an all-conference caliber player. People, NBA guys have called him a first-round pick. Is this the hype train getting a little out of control, or do you see this coming to fruition for him?
I mean, I'm probably the wrong person to ask if you're looking for it to be the hype train getting out of control. Card and I did a video short, I believe it went up on Tuesday, where we projected like first team all Big Ten. I had him on it.
Yeah.
I had him on it. I think when I look at Cohen Carr, he can dribble. It's not where we want it to be, but he can dribble, which is more than a Jonathan Kuminga who went seven. Can't dribble. Can't dribble. Uh,
Jalen Brown went third and still has no left.
Still has no left. Jalen Brown has a lot more right hand though than I think Kuminga or Cohen Carr have.
Yes, yes.
To be fair, but Kuminga just can't dribble at all. Cohen Carr can. I'm comparing him to a guy I've had to watch for 4 years in Jonathan Kuminga. Cohen Carr has more game than Jonathan Kuminga, in my opinion. And Jonathan Kuminga is asking for like 30 million a year. And when I look at it like that, it's like I do believe he can play defense at a high level. I think we've already seen that. I believe he's unguardable, whether it's the half court or transition. If he gets to his left, which I don't really know how you stop him from getting to his left, because if you do, he just jumps over you. But if he gets to his left, it's either a layup, foul, or dunk. He can shoot free throws, and he's getting consistently better at shooting free throws, which makes you not want to foul him anymore because you might run the risk of it being an and one.
Mhm.
It looks like he's developed a resemblance of a three-point shot beyond like, hey, nobody's guarding me. I'm going to shoot at a 35% clip because there's no one within 50 feet. He's
Mhm.
making like coming off screen threes. I don't think that's going to translate to the regular season. I do think that's a practice thing. But if you're doing stuff like that in practice, it gives me more confidence that you can step into a three now. And if they're
Yeah.
going to guard you like that, you will make it, which makes them step up. And if they have to guard him at arm's length, I'm not even saying guard him tight, just at arm's length, you cannot
Over.
guard him. You cannot guard him. He attacks the rebounding very highly. Like I said, he plays high level defense. He checks every single NBA box possible for that 3-4 position, where I do believe he can guard 1 through 4 too. And
Yeah.
I do believe he can shoot a little bit. And like I said, if you have to guard him at arm's length, no shot.
To me, there is a delineation between like first round pick talk and the all conference breakout player talk in college. And to me, that delineation pretty much is his shooting. He can be an all conference caliber guy shooting sub 30% from three in college. Because all the other stuff he does well that you mentioned, along with the defense, along with, Izzo's talked about Michigan State getting out and running more than they have this season. If they get out and run, you get Coen Carr in transition as much as possible. Like that's impossible to stop. That's a highlight factory. If you do that and still shoot sub 30% from three, NBA teams I think are going to be more hesitant to take you in the first round, give you that fully guaranteed deal if that is still a major struggle. And I know we've seen the practice clips and it looks smooth. The free throw shooting improving makes you serves as an indication that the perimeter shot and the 3-point shot should improve as well. And the practice tape that we've seen this offseason looks like it has. If that comes along, top 10, like I think if the shooting comes and he is, let's say, a 35% 3-point shooter, how many of the non Peterson, Debanza, Cam Boozer guys are you taking ahead of that?
Um,
Because
I think top 10.
I think it's very few.
I'm gonna be honest. I think top 10 in this class is a stretch. But I think I and not that big of a stretch though, because I do think Lotto. But I think we're talking like I think his high end is at 11 to 17 range. I think top 10 solely because of how deep this is a really, really good draft class on paper. I think it would
Yes.
take not only him doing what you said, it would take a few guys doing what we don't think they will do, right? It would take an Elijah Arenas not being who I think he's going to be necessarily at USC, or it would take like a obviously, I think it would take a Cam Boozer, Darren Peterson, AJ DeBanza, Michael Brown, one of those top
Yeah.
guys, Nate Ament, not necessarily showing what I think they're going to show. But I think you have five dudes that are solidified in the top five. I think there's going to be an international prospect that gets into the top 10 as well. Obviously, like the international game's way too deep for it to be 10 Americans going in the top 10 at this point. Um, and then obviously you have an Elijah Arenas that's lurking there, and you have some of these other guys. But Coen Carr can do everything you just said and get in that conversation by all means.
Today's video is sponsored by Labcorp On Demand. Car, do you take care of yourself?
I try my best to, yeah.
Like not just treat yourself to expensive meals, but like you go to the doctor and things like that?
No, I just take care of myself. There's no need to go to the doctor unless I'm not taking care of myself, right?
Are you afraid of the doctor, Cart?
Just a little bit. I mean, if nothing's wrong, why would I go there?
Listen, I'm the same way, and so are millions of men across America. But that's why LabCorp On Demand is helping millions of people like us. With their men's health test, you can get a comprehensive look at your hormone levels, your total testosterone, and you don't even have to go to the doctor. It's easy, and you get the results the next day.
Testosterone, is that a big thing?
It's a really important thing, Cart. Sometimes you can feel off without even knowing something's wrong. But LabCorp On Demand wants to keep you healthy and wants to make it as easy as possible. Right now, you can get 20% off your men's health test by visiting our sponsor at tryelco.com/sleepersmedia. It's simple, affordable, and honestly, it's empowering to know that you're healthy and have this info about your body.
Didn't know that testosterone did all those things. I'm gonna have to take the guesswork out of this and go get my health checked out today using LabCorp On Demand.
I am probably getting ahead of myself with that because the shooting is, at least to me, the only thing that draws him back. Because I think if the shooting comes along, it opens up so much other stuff for him. And then at that point, like, what else do you want from a prospect other than the fact that he's played 3 years of college instead of one? He's got two less years on his potential for his NBA career, what have you, right? Like that. If he
I,
comes in and he shoots decent, like overall decent, not decent for him, but like 35% from three, I would have a hard time not like taking him top five.
I agree. I agree. I think the age thing with Coen Carr is a bigger discussion than with other prospects, though. Because Coen Carr, in my opinion, does have an expiration date based upon his game.
Yes,
And I
because
think
it is so athletic based.
Yes, I think getting 19-year-old Coen Carr and getting 21-year-old Coen Carr are two different people when you're looking from an NBA perspective. And I think because it's like you're looking at it like around 30, you're not getting a guy that's going to elevate his game the way other guys elevate their game. He's probably going to de-escalate his game slightly. I think the age discussion is going to play a larger role in his draft stock than most. And I say that as a guy that is adamant that he needs to be like a top 15 pick. Um, I would still take the chance because I'm so serious. He is better than Jonathan Kuminga, and Jonathan Kuminga went 7 and is like talking about
Yeah.
30 million a year, and he is better.
Well, we see NBA teams draft on potential over production all the time. And Kuminga was the ultimate, or one of the ultimate, like potential guys, right? We can clip this. I want to circle back to this in a year, 2 years, 3 years. This has come to me as we've talked about this. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to draft him
Mm.
with one of their many picks that are going to be way higher than it should be because of how good Sam Presti is as a GM. Partially because they're in win now mode, partially because they don't care if they need to pay him on his extension because they can't. They're going to pay SGA. They're going to pay J-Dub. They're going to pay Chet. They already paid him. They're going to have to pay him again. Like, you can take Coen Carr on his rookie deal, get him as a restricted free agent, and then tell him to have fun. But at that point, he's 27, 28, and you're not worried about the athleticism after that point. You're getting the peak athletic years on a rookie deal. Coen Carr is going to be a member of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I kind of love that. I kind of love that. I think, yeah, I mean, if he gets picked in the top 10, unfortunately for him, I think it's going to be by like the Bulls or the Wizards. And it's going to be something we don't enjoy. Respectfully to the Jordan poster behind you, of course.
Yes.
But I do love the idea of him going to the Thunder. I think that makes a ton of sense. Houston also has a war chest of, I believe, Phoenix picks. Um, and I could see Houston bringing Coen Carr and imagine Coen Carr and Amen Thompson. You have to guard those two. And then on the other
He
end,
better
they're
shoot.
guarding you.
He better shoot. Learn how to shoot if you're going to get those two together because
I
two,
think
two, three zones would start working in the NBA.
fair. I think shooting at the NBA level is a little easier than shooting in college just because of spacing.
Yeah.
I think you will see him have a better not I'm not saying he's gonna be like 40% 3-point shooter, but like I do think you will see Coen Carr like elevate his 3-point shooting a little bit in the league. But yeah, this kid's game screams NBA. It screams
Yeah.
first team all Big Ten. It screams you can't guard him. In my opinion, it's why Izzo's been so patient. And I know that's kind of just what Izzo does. So it's really like everyone's gonna be like, well, he would have been patient even if like you didn't think this about Coen Carr. Sure. He was patient last year. He was right about Jace. It took him 4 months to figure it out, but eventually he was right about Jace. It's not going
Yeah.
to take that long with Cohen. It's going to be loud. They're going to play like Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan, and he's going to have 25 loud points that everybody's going to feel. And then everybody's going to come back and be like, okay, it's on now.
I'm excited, man. Is there a world where he's just man this year?
No, I think there's a world he doesn't go to the NBA draft. I think there's a world where it's like he's a 4-year guy in college and maybe like a borderline NBA dude just because NBA teams are like, well, 21-year Coen Carr, like we get him for a contract and then we are wondering if he can survive, with his knees and everything. But it's not going to hit that. It's not going to affect him this year. Respectfully, I love Purdue. 3-unit future on Purdue. No one's a bigger Boilermaker fan than me. I love Omir Mayer. That's a kid also lotto bound, by the way. I love Fletch. That's my dog. He misses threes for a full month, 40% 3-point shooter. They ain't staying in front of Coen Carr. TKR ain't staying in front of Coen Carr. Oscar Club ain't meeting Coen Carr at the rim. Purdue still wins the game by 20, but boy, will Coen Carr have a field day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I think we'll know in November where Coen Carr is going to go in the draft because I think it's going to be pretty obvious with the role he's projected to have. I think it'll be obvious if he stepped into that or not. We're both fully expecting him to. If he does, lotto pick, top 20 pick conversation, very real, very real.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2K Labs or maybe college football labs because the people behind 2K Labs have just built something awesome. CFBLabs.com has everything you need to play college football 26 even better. Cart, you've been playing the game, right?
I have been, but I'm behind the 8 ball, Gregory. There's a lot of people out there who got a little bit of edge on me, but the good folks over at 2K Labs got me covered. They got the playbooks I need, the plays, the head-to-head coaches, knowing some teams. Obviously, way too many college football teams. I need the inside edge here, and they got all different types of things to help me get that edge.
Yeah, I jumped in and started playing Road to Glory over the weekend, and I ended up like a 2-star recruit that did not get one snap in season 1 because I chose the wrong school with the wrong roster that was way too loaded. Had I known that CFBLabs.com exists, I would have made a much more wise decision in my Road to Glory mode. They've got teams, playbooks, coaches, team comparison tools. You can literally see every single play in the game, every player in the game, their rating, what they're good at, all in one consolidated place online to help you make the right choices and win more games in college football 26. CFBLabs.com. Go check it out.